We welcome everyone in here to this game. Looks like I may have been muted for a little while. I apologize for that. But first half inning goes by pretty smooth for the Westerners, with McCulley starting on the mound for them. Leading things off for the Westerners this evening will be the catcher Connor Wendell. He will be followed by the second baseman Hayden Wahlberg. Batting third will be the third baseman Jack Terpstra. And following him will be, in the cleanup spot, will be the right fielder Will Hardman.
Leading off for the Westerners, the catcher, Connor Wendell.
Now Connor Wendell settles into the box here as he drives that first pitch into the gap at left center field. The Westerners get themselves a leadoff runner.
Now batting the second baseman, Hayden Wahlberg.
The Westerner bats have sure been hot early in this season, and they keep things going here straight off the bat. No pun intended. As Hayden Wahlberg now steps into the box, hopes to keep those hot bats going. He watches that first pitch go by for ball number 1. The runner goes. Close play at second, but Wendell makes it in safely. (2-0) the count for the batter at the plate. Runner now in scoring position for Wahlberg.
Oh, you changed to 1-1. Now it's 2-1.
1-1 was the count. Changed on me, and now it goes to 2-1. Wahlberg watches that pitch go by yet again, so 3-1 now the count. Runner on second. And he sends that one to the shortstop, who makes the play at first. Runner holds up at second.
Now batting the third baseman.
And that's out number 1.
Jack Terpstra.
That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 21, Jack Terpstra. So still a runner on second here for the Westerners. As Terpstra watches that first pitch go by, strike number 1. Nice little change up there by the pitcher DeGroot. And sends a little more heat with that one, but it's low and away. 1-1 the count. That ball grounded over to the second baseman, who misjudges the bounce, bounces off his arm. That'll score 1. And the Westerners take a 1-0 lead, and Terpstra settles up at first.
Now batting the right fielder, Will Hartman.
So a quick hit and then an error scores the Westerners their first run of the night. And that'll bring up the right fielder Will Hartman now to bat. Hartman has had a quite successful first couple games with the Westerners as he watches that pitch go by outside. 1-1 the count. He leads the team in both hits and RBIs, having 5 and 3 in each of those respectively. As the runner on first takes off, Hardman sends one foul. over towards left.
Good swing, Will.
So 1-2 now the count for Hartman. Terpstra, the runner on first. And makes it back. Off a quick throw by the pitcher over to first. That ball in the dirt. 2-2 the count. Wouldn't surprise me to see Terpstra, the runner, try to take off again. He's got some wheels over there, but he won't have to make the decision. The ball is ground to the third baseman, who makes the throw over to first for the second out of the inning. Terpstra advances the second,
Leighton Cook.
giving the Westerners another opportunity with a runner in scoring position. And the shortstop, Leighton Cook, will now step up to the plate. First pitch goes by low. Second pitch goes by high. 2-0 the count. That pitch sent to center field. Center fielder makes the play for the third out of the inning.
One hit and one error.
But the Westerners managed to make it out of the inning
Westerners lead the Blackhawks 1-0.
with one run off of a one hit and an error. And we will be right back with you here for the top of the second. Welcome back here for the top of the second inning.
Caden Barrett.
Leading things off for the Blackhawks this inning, the shortstop, Caden Barrett, as he watches that first pitch go by high. Second pitch gets in there for strike number one. 1-1 the count. That pitch finds the grass over in right field. Short little blooper in no man land. And the Blackhawks have their first runner of the evening. And that'll bring up the center fielder now, Logan Kempema.
center fielder, Logan Kempema.
Kempema sends that pitch over towards second base, but it gets by the second baseman.
He misplayed it. He should have had that.
Misjudged the hop there, and just gets out of reach for the second baseman, Wahlberg. So runners on first and second now for the Blackhawks.
Now batting the first
As
baseman,
the first baseman, Kyle
Leary.
Leary, steps in the bat. Looks to bunt there, but doesn't get any contact on the ball, and that'll be strike number one. That pitch gets in there for an early 0-2 count here. And a swing and a miss there by Leary for the first out of the inning.
37. 34. 20. Wait a minute. 34.
Stokes.
Wrote it down wrong.
Reese Stokes now the batter for the Blackhawks. Runner still on first and second as they look to even up the score here. One the count for Stokes. Stokes is the designated hitter. He is designated hitting for the right fielder Brady Dunkel as he sends that grounder through the gap. And the runner at third heads, but he's trapped in the middle.
Got him.
And the throw over to third.
Oh, you got him.
He gets by.
Dang it.
They had the runner there trapped between third and home, but the throw over to third to try to force him into a pickle is too much to handle. And the Blackhawks score that first run of the night and even up the score 1-1
Now batting
with runners on
Max Costello.
second and third. That brings up the second baseman, Max Costello, who's with a swing and a miss in his first pitch. Now they're swinging a miss. 0-2, the count. And that pitch is watched for a strike
Batting the
looking
left fielder, Julian Small.
in the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Julian Small, now. As McCulley looks to get out of this fix that the Westerners have found them in. That first pitch goes by for strike number one. Runners still on second and third for the Blackhawks. Looking to take the lead here. That pitch fouled off and back into the net. 0-2 the count. And a swing and a miss there. And the Westerners managed to salvage
One error.
the inning, only giving up one run.
Score is tied 1-1.
So after an inning and a half, the Blackhawks score even things up 1-1. We'll be right back with you for the bottom of the second. Welcome back here in the bottom of
Leading
the
off for
second inning,
Westerners, the first baseman,
as
Casey
Casey Nielsen
Nielsen.
will lead things off for the Westerners this inning. Nielsen watches that first pitch go by high. Second pitch hit deep and far back in the left field gap, but the center fielder comes over and makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting the pitcher, Ashton McCauley.
That'll bring up the pitcher Ashton McCauley now to bat for the Westerners. As he sends that ground over towards second base, who throws the ball a little high, but the catch is made by the first baseman
Now
for
batting
2 quick outs here
left fielder, Nathan
for the Blackhawks.
Gatlin.
And that'll bring up the left fielder Nathan Gaswint.
We're missing Eric Gallard and also Wilkin. Because he golf tournament. State
Gaswin watches the first pitch go by. Strike number 1. Gaswin watches that pitch also go by, but that time ball inside. 1-1 the count. And a swing and a miss there for strike number 2. Gaswin looked like he wanted to go, but he holds up. And the pitch evens up the count, 2-2. And he watches that one yet again, but that one is right down the middle
No runs, no
for
hits, no
strike
errors
number 3
after
and out number 3 of the inning.
tied 1-1.
And so the Blackhawks make quick work of it that inning and look to get back out on the bats and see if they can take the lead here in the top of the 3rd. We will be right back with you for that. Welcome back here in the top of the 3rd inning, where the Blackhawks are back at the top of their lineup with Carver DeGroat stepping into the box now. That pitch, first pitch, popped up to the second baseman, and Wahlberg makes an easy catch there for out number 1.
Batting the catcher, Dawson Speeds.
So the Westerners possibly looking to get an even quicker 1-2-3 than the Blackhawks did last inning as Dawson Spees steps into the box and watches the first pitch go by, ball number 1.
This time, I heard you.
Second pitch, high, 2-0 the count.
Any friends here?
And that pitch finds its way in there for strike number 1. 2-1 now the count. That pitch high and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike now. That pitch finds its way in there. Full count now for the batter, Dawson Spees. And he sends that one over to the foul territory over in right field. And that pitch finds its way in there for strike number 3.
Now batting the third baseman, Rogan.
And out number 2. Spees looked like he thought maybe he had a walk there. Started heading to first. The umpire disagreed. And the result is the second out of the inning for the Westerners. As Lake steps into the box now and swing and a miss on his first pitch. That pitch popped up just back outside the grass, and Leighton Cook makes a falling catch to salvage that one. That one back out in kind of a weird territory, but the shortstop Leighton Cook goes back and gets it for the third out of the inning. So the Westerners make quick work of that inning, and we will be back with you for their at-bats here in the bottom of the third. We welcome you back in here to Akron. Here in the bottom of the third inning, as Tate Colt leads things off for the Westerner. He's the designated hitter, designated hitting for the center fielder, Brock Hansen. Colt fouls that first pitch off. Colt, not a guy you'd usually see hitting for the Westerners, but with a few holes in their roster due to state golf, he gets his chance to step up, and I'm sure he would love to do something with it. And speaking of state golf, shout out to the Westerner golfers who are in second place after day 1 of golf. This Westerner baseball team having a few players on that roster, notably Eric Allard and Carter Wilkin, also Jackson Newbrand and Matthew Swancutt. So 1-1 count for Colt, and a swing and a miss there to bring the count to 1-2. And a swing and a miss there for Colt for strike number 3 and the first out of the inning.
Connor Wendell.
So that'll bring us back to the top of the Westerner lineup with Connor Wendell, who with his first at bat got the Westerners their first and only hit of the evening, and takes that one off the noggin, uses his head there, and will find himself on base yet again.
Hayden Wahlberg.
There is a reason we wear helmets in baseball, folks, and we just saw it right there. But Wendell looks to be good over there at first, as Wahlberg steps into the box now, and throw over to first, not in time. The pitcher to Grote showing no mercy for just hitting Wendell in the head, and immediately tries to get him out over at first, but is unsuccessful as Wahlberg sends that deep into the gap over in left center field. A nice double there for Wahlberg, and both runners will hold up at second and third respectively. So 2 batters up here, down here, or up here for the Westerners, and 2 runners on base. So now Jack Terpstra will step into the box here with runners in scoring position at second and third.
You need somebody, Amelia?
And a grounder over to third. Nice snag made by the runner. And a nice throw by the third baseman. All around, great play there by him. Makes a nice catch.
Now batting the right
Quick
fielder,
reaction.
Will
Goes to home to get the out and save the run, and does so. So Westerners now with runners in first and second, 2 outs. Will Hartman will step up to the plate. A quick 2-0 count here for Hartman. And a swing and a miss there for strike number 1. Trying to get something out of this inning yet, with runners at second and third, did not make the most out of that opportunity. Grounds one over to shortstop, who throws over to first and gets the out. So even with a lot of runners threatening, the Blackhawks pull things together and manage to get out of the inning. So after 3 complete innings of play, the score remains 1-1. Welcome back here
Leading
to
off for the
Akron in the
Blackhawks,
top of the
shortstop,
fourth inning.
Hayden Barrett.
Leading things off for the Blackhawks, the shortstop, Caden Barrett. His last time up, got a single. Watches that first pitch go by for strike number one. And change up there, but stays just a little high. 1-1 the count. That pitch manages to find its way in there. 1-2 the count. And that pitch just a little outside. 2-2 the count. And change up there is grounded over to third. Third baseman Terpstra makes the throw over to first and gets the out.
Now batting the center fielder.
So a nice little
Kempema.
grab there by Terpstra leads to the first out of the inning. And will bring up Logan Kempema now to bat. As he grounds that one straight back to McCulley, the pitcher, who makes a nice little toss over to first for the second out. So 2 consecutive pitches, 2 consecutive outs for the Westerners here.
The first baseman, Kyle Leary.
And that'll bring up Kyle Leary now to the plate. Leary watches that first pitch go by. Strike number one. Second pitch, low and inside, 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss there, 1-2 the count. And that pitch just outside. 2-2 the count. Westerners trying to make a quick outwork of this inning. And full count now for Leary, as he tries to get something going for the Blackhawks. And a swing and a miss there will end the inning.
No runs, no hits, no errors after 3.5 innings of play. The score remains
And
1-1.
so, score remains 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. We'll be right with you for the Westerners at bat. We welcome you
Leading off
back in
for the
here
Westerners, the shortstop, Leighton
in the
Cook.
bottom of the fourth, as the shortstop Leighton Cook starts things off for the Westerners, and he watches that first pitch go by high. Second pitch fouled back and away. And he sends that pitch back into left field, where the catch is made for out number
Now
one.
batting the first baseman, Casey Nielsen.
So Casey Nielsen now steps into the box for the Westerners. And takes the first pitch for strike number one. A pitch down and away. Ball number one. Nielsen takes that pitch as well. 1-2 the count. And that pitch sent sky high, but back and away, foul. That pitch also sent foul over into right field. Nielsen battling to stay alive here. And takes that pitch on the inside. 2-2 the count. That pitch, nice line drive over in the right center gap. And the Westerners will get themselves a runner.
Aiden Hart is pinch runner.
And the Westerners will give Nielsen a pinch runner here. Aiden Hart, the runner.
Batting the pitcher, Ashton McCauley.
And that'll bring up the pitcher, Ashton McCauley, now to bat for the Westerners with a runner at first.
He's got quite a lead.
First pitch, called strike. Quite a lead for Hart over there at first base. And a throw over right on cue, but he'll make it back safely. So DeGroat keeping the runner honest. And he'll focus back on the hitter. Sends a big hopper over to third, who hesitates and makes an off-balance throw. And McCauley will reach first safely. So another replacement here for the Westerners, this time courtesy for the pitcher.
Courtesy runners, Alex.
And they will send in Alex Enriquez to courtesy run for McCauley.
Now batting the left fielder, Nathan Gaslin.
So runners on first and second here for Nathan Gaslin. As he fouls that first pitch off over towards the Westerner dugout. Swing and a miss there on pitch number 2. So an early 0-2 count here for Gaswint. And does a nice job stay alive there. Fouls that one off. And a nice contact there, but sends it foul over into left field. So a few fouled off pitches to stay alive here for Gaswint. But 0-2 still the count. That pitch sent sky high over towards second. Second baseman calls for it and makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Tate Colt.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, Tate Colt, now to bat. Runners still on first and second. But you got some pretty solid speed on the bases for the Westerners, as that first pitch is fouled back behind the backstop for strike number 1. But as I was saying, some solid speed for the Westerners on base. So you got to imagine anything reaches the outfield grass, they're sending them home. And that second pitch fouled back and away. 0-2 the count. That pitch down in the dirt for ball number 1. Runner at second, getting an awfully big lead there. Could have got himself into trouble, but the catcher not willing to throw it, take the risk. As that pitch bounces away and both runners take off. No attempt made. So runners at third and second now for Colt. 2-2 count. And another ball low in the dirt. And the umpire says that he offered. Colt not looking too happy with that call.
No runs on 1 hit.
But all the same, that is the third out of the inning.
4 complete innings of play. The score is
So Westerners get a couple runners on, but are unable to make anything of it. And the score remains 1-1. We welcome you back here in the top of the 5th inning as Reese Stokes lead things off for the Blackhawks. That first pitch, ball 1.
Ashton's pitch count's pretty good. He's got 54.
Blackhawks looking to potentially get something going here and break this little tied score that we've had since the first inning. He gets himself a nice count here, 2-0. But a swing and a miss there. 2-1 now the count.
The coach gave me a lineup. I wrote it all down and I counted it up. And he had a DH.
That pitch also finds its way in there.
Well,
2-2 the count.
so I went back and found him. And he forgot the center fielder. That's one of the lineups he messed up.
That pitch fouled back and away. So 2-2 still the count. And Stoke grounds that one over the third baseman, who makes the throw over to first for the first out of the inning.
Now batting the second baseman, Max Costello.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Max Costello, now to bat for the Blackhawks, as he also sends that one over to the third baseman. So 2 batters, 2 outs for Terpstra.
Now batting the left fielder, Julian Small.
And that'll send Julian Small now to the box. First pitch fouled away.
Well, somebody said this is supposed to be bad weather. Is it supposed to be something else tonight?
They pushed it down.
That pitch low, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, midnight from the moderate temperature weekend.
That pitch fouled off. 1-2 the count. And that pitch goes by high. And we'll even up the count, 2-2.
Did they get the flowers planted for me?
Robin sent me a text. Said that.
And that pitch, with some distance back in right field, will reach the fence.
He said it was less than
Small
we anticipated.
with him gets himself a double
So how much is that?
240.
right as the top of the lineup is about set to come out here
Now
for
batting
the Hawks.
pitcher, Carver DeGroat.
I wonder if they put any soil in them.
So just a nice shot back over in the right field by Small will bring up Carver DeGroot as he watches that first pitch go by. Strike 1. That pitch sent back over towards left field. And Gaswin makes the third out of the inning and manages to scave off the runner at second.
No errors.
So,
After 5.5 innings of play,
After-
the score remains 1-1.
as we head into the bottom of the 5th here, score remains 1-1. And we'll have the top of the lineup for the Westerners when we return. We welcome you back here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Wendell.
As the top of the lineup for the Westerners steps in Connor Wendell.
Are the girls playing at home too? Yeah.
Wendell watches that first pitch go by. Strike one. Curver to Grote. And the Blackhawks have certainly been impressive so far, holding the Westerners to only 1 run. The Westerners among the best hitting stats in all of 1A so far in this short season. But the Blackhawks handling them well. As Wendell has a 1-2 count here and watches that pitch go by for strike number 3. Didn't look like he expected that one.
Not batting for second baseman Hayden Wahlberg.
But that will send up Hayden Wahlberg now to bat for the Westerners. Wahlberg watches that first pitch go by. Wahlberg will again take that one. 2-0 the count. That pitch sent deep into left field. Left fielder over to make the catch. And he does for the second out of the inning.
Not batting the third baseman Jack Terpstra.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Jack Terpstra, now to bat for the Westerners. He fouls that ball off over towards the Blackhawk dugout. That one goes by a little high. 1-1 the count. Change up there. Finds some open green over in right field. And Terpstra rounds first. And settles in there.
Not batting the right fielder Will Hartman.
So some nice soft contact off the changeup there. Gets the Westerners a runner. Still 2 outs here in the inning. As Will Hartman now steps up to the plate and will take the first pitch for ball number 1. Hartman again takes that pitch. 2-0 the count. That pitch Sent back over towards left field, who makes a running catch. Looks like the ball might have gone foul, but the left fielder, Small, manages to get over there and makes the play.
1 hit and no errors.
So the Westerners managed to get a runner, but unable to do anything with it.
6 complete innings of play. The score remains 1.
So after 5 complete innings, score remains 1-1. We can only be left wondering which team is going to break out of here first and take the lead with only 2 innings remaining. We welcome you back here in the top of the 6th inning as Dawson Speeds leads things off here for the Blackhawks and sends that first pitch straight up. Wendell over under it and makes the catch. So one pitch, 1 out for McCulley on the mound. I'm sure he and his pitch count appreciate that.
Third baseman Brogan Lake.
And that sends Brogdon Lake up to the plate now. This is officially the longest game the Westerners have played, at least by inning. Their first 2 full games played only went to the 5th inning as they 10-run rule to both teams. And their other game was rained out in the 3rd inning.
Cherokee went 7 innings. They scored a whole bunch in the 7th inning. They scored 10 runs in the 7th inning.
Well, it turns out, actually, I was wrong about that. And their game with Cherokee did go a little longer. But that pitch hits Lake. And he will end up at first.
Now batting the shortstop, Caden Barrett.
So Caden Barrett will now step up to the plate with runner on first and 1 out. And shows bunt, but pulls back. Runner takes off towards second. Nice throw by Wendell, but not in time. Was a strike at the plate. So now a runner at second for Barrett. As the Blackhawks look to finally take the lead here. 1-1 the count. That pitch fouled back and away over the right field fence.
She snuck up on me. It scared me.
1 ball, 2 strikes here. And changeup is sent into center field. The runner gets the green light. And ball bounces over off the mound and over the cutoff Casey Nielsen's glove. And the Blackhawks take the lead here in the top of the 6th inning. And still get themselves a runner on second.
Now batting
So Logan Kempema steps up to the plate now, hopes to keep things going for the Blackhawks. Still one out for them, and a runner on second as he takes that first pitch for strike number 1. That pitch is fouled back into the net. 0-2 the count. Coley with the with the chains up. Kempema does not chase it. 1-2 the count. That pitch fouled back and away. Count remains 1-2. That pitch also on the ground, off the gear of the catcher, and the runner will advance over to third. So the runner just one base closer now, as Kempema looks to get him in with a count of 2-2 here. He will take that pitch, and the count is now full. And that pitch fouled off. Kempema staying alive here. Still only one out so far. And that is grounded over the second baseman, who makes the play to first. So the Westerners will get an out, but the Blackhawks will score. So that brings their lead to 3-1 now. And will bring up the first baseman, Kyle Leary, now.
The first baseman, Kyle Leary.
Leary pops that one up. Third baseman Jack Terpstra calls for it, and will make the catch to end the inning. So finally, in the top of the sixth, one of these teams breaks it open, and the Blackhawks manage to score 2 runs. So after 5.5 innings of play, the Blackhawks lead 3-1. Welcome back here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Leighton Cook leading things off for the Westerners as he takes that first pitch for strike number 1. Something about that pitch that DeGroat keeps going to gets people looking. And gets him again for strike number 2. So a quick 0-2 count here for Cook. And he takes that one inside. 1-2 now the count.
Oh, that kind of throws you. Wow. I've never had one of those.
Cook watches that pitch go by high. 2-2 the count. That pitch again taken. The count now full.
Should have pursued it.
Come on, Layton.
Risky pitch to take with 2 strikes, but he takes it anyways and gets it and sends that pitch foul, way back foul, over towards left field, but foul all the same. And he will take that one as well and get himself a walk.
Now batting the first baseman, Casey Nielsen.
I think that's for his walk of the game from him.
So the first walk of the game here in the bottom of the 6th will give the Westerners a runner on first. And Casey Nielsen steps to the plate, and he will find a gap in between the third baseman and shortstop. And so the Westerners look to answer here to Hinton's runs last inning and get themselves some back-to-back base runners, as the Hinton coach wants to come out and talk about it now.
Oh, I was just going to say, you should have pursued it and, asked him what he wanted and how was his first day of work. Then you could tell him that your line has been tapped by the FBI.
Tell him to drop by the house.
So the Blackhawks will stick
Now
with
batting
DeGroat here
Ashton McCauley.
after giving up a walk and a hit to the Westerners. That'll bring up Ashton McCauley now to bat, as he sends that one deep into center field. Center fielder gets under it. Runner at second takes off, and he will easily make it. So runner advances for the Westerners,
Now batting the left fielder, Nathan.
and the Blackhawks get themselves an out, as that'll bring up Nathan Gaswit now to bat with runners on first and third. Gaswin 0 for 2 today. Hopefully trying to get something going here. And we'll take that first pitch for strike number 1. He's going to need to be more aggressive than he has been today if he looks to get something going. Watched a lot of pitches. And sends that one foul for strike number 2. That pitch off the ground, but the runner at third, Cook, will hold up. One, two, the count for Gaswint, as he fouls that one off to stay alive. Only one out here in the bottom of the 6th. So any pitch or any ball hit to the outfield will score a run. As he watches that one go by low, 2-2 the count. Westerners have done a nice job at working the count so far this game when they've gotten stuck in tricky situations, as he watches that one go by, and that'll fill things up. Full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second, and that is grounded over to. That is double play opportunity. Gaswin reaches and manages to make it safely. Extends the leg and
Not bad.
barely
Designated hitter.
beats out the throw to first. And that'll give Westerners a run as they inch this thing 1 run closer. And the Blackhawks will now come out and make a pitching change. We'll be right back after his warm-ups conclude. So as we welcome you back in here,
Kyle
the
Winters.
Blackhawks bring in Logan Kempema to pitch,
Designated hitter.
make a straight switch, and send DeGroat out to center field. Tate Colt now steps into the plate, up to the plate, with a runner on first, and 2 outs, and a swing and a miss with his first swing.
Balk. Called the balk.
Oh, and a called balk on the pitcher. That'll give the Westerners a runner at second.
He didn't come to a complete stop.
Appears the pitcher did not come to a complete stop. And I suppose if you're the Westerners, anything helps at this moment, as Colt watches that pitch go by high. 1-0 the count. That pitch, grounded foul over towards left field. 1-1 the count. Change up there. Colt watches it. And it is ball number 2. Two, 1 the count. And that pitch goes by high. 3-1 count for now. Now for Colt at the plate. Colt, the 9th batter in the lineup. Connor Wendell on deck. As Colt watches that pitch go by. Full count. And Cole will watch that pitch go by and will take his base.
Catcher, Connor.
And that'll bring us to the top of the Westerner lineup with Connor Wendell. And he has got runners on first and second to work with. 2 outs here. But Connor Wendell has had himself a nice day so far. Hit and a hit by pitch. As he watches that first pitch go by. That pitch fouled away and out of play. 1-1 the count. That pitch gets by, bounces off the plate and gets by the catcher. So both runners for the Westerners will advance and are one step closer to home plate now. 2-1 the count. 2 outs. Runners on third and second. And Wendell watches that pitch go by high. 3-1 the count. The Westerners looking to even up the score here or take the lead. And Wendell watches that pitch go by. Takes it for strike number 2. So full count here. 2 outs. Runners on third and second. And that pitch goes by high. So the Westerners fill up the bases.
Now batting, the second baseman, Hayden Wahlberg.
And that'll bring up Hayden Wahlberg now to bat. Wahlberg comes into this game with a .444 batting average. Certainly at times has been a reliable bat as he watches that first pitch go by. That pitch in the dirt, but runner at third holds up. Catcher did a nice job of smothering that one and not letting it get too far away from him. That pitch, line drive to center field, gets down, misplay by the center fielder. That'll score 2 for the Westerners, and they take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Wahlberg comes in clutch for the Westerners, getting a line drive to center field, scoring 2. He's giving the Westerners a 4-3 lead. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Jack Terpstra. Now to bat. Runners on first and third for him to work with. But I would not expect Wahlberg to stay at first long. But a swing and a miss there by Terpstra.
2 out, I wouldn't say.
Terpstra watches that pitch. 1-1 the count. Wahlberg. Runner on first. Playing some games, shuffling around. And that ball hits Terpstra in the elbow. In the elbow. Oh, hit the bat. Hit the bottom of the bat. So, that is technically a foul ball. 1-2 the count. That pitch taken. 2-2 the count. Terpstra settles back in here. Runner still on first, third. Pitcher steps off the mound, but no pick attempt made. Wendell's shuffling back and forth. There goes the second baseman, and a hit over, finds the gap between center and left field, and that'll score another run. Another run coming in, and he gets around there. Terpstra takes third, and that is 2 more runs for the Westerners as they extend their lead to 6-3.
Now batting the right fielder, Will Hartman.
That'll bring up now Will Hartman now to bat with a runner. Jack Terpstra settling at third. And the Westerner bats it, finally broken free, and as I say that again, he sends another one deep into left field, but the catch is made, and that'll end the innings. So the Westerners finally find their bats after a string of walks and put together 5 runs this inning to take a 6-3 lead. We'll be right back with you in the top of the 7th. We welcome you back here in the top of the 7th inning after the Westerners take a 6-3 lead. To lead things off for the Blackhawks this inning will be Reese Stokes. Gaswint taking over now at the mound for the Westerners. Sends a heater inside for strike number 1. McCauley, who was the pitcher for the Westerners, heads out to left. That pitch inside, 1-1 the count. Gaswin throwing heat in there. 1-1 count. And that pitch goes by high. Gaswin finds that one in there. 2-2 the count. That pitch fouled off, backing away. So 2-2 still the count. And that pitch finds its way in there. Strike number 3. And out number 1.
Now batting, second baseman Max Costello.
That'll bring up Max Costello now to bat for the Blackhawks. And see if he can get things going for them to try and salvage this game. As he takes the first pitch low and away.
I can't believe that kid's got a pink bat. See that? He's getting on the odd deck circle. He hit a double already. Number 9.
That pitch finds its way in there. Strike 1. And a swing and a miss there for strike number 2.
I read 28 or something like that. I think it's
And that is strike 3. Looking, and
Now batting
Gaswin
left
comes in
fielder
here
Julian Small.
to relieve for the Westerners and strikes out the first 2 batters and only has 1 more to go. And that batter being Julian Small, who hit a double earlier, but watches that first pitch go by for strike number 1.
his grandson graduated from college 5 years ago. You know where he's got another kid.
That pitch fouled away.
Down to his last strike.
So the Blackhawks,
One more strike and they
with 1 strike left to work with.
couldn't do it.
Gaswin trying to finish this cut back here, and foul tip caught by the catcher, and that'll do it. The Westerners managed to come back after a 5-run 6th inning. Managed to come back and salvage the game. So the Westerners beat the Blackhawks 6-3. As always, we thank Fuller Digital Solution for allowing us to broadcast these games. And for you guys joining us tonight, the Westerners' next home game will be next Friday. We hope to see you then. Until then, thanks for watching.